Hi, and welcome along to the Invincible podcast with Lee Judges in the building and Smarty Marty is here. We are here and ready for another show. Big up to NordVPN for bringing you the Invincible podcast today. Saturday, 3 o'clock. What have I got to watch? Gardening shows. Yeah.
Yo, Rob, you watching this game? Bro, Eze's on fire.
How are you watching that? You can't watch 3 o'clock games in the UK.
Bro, what do you mean? I'm watching the full game now, live.
How though? You're not abroad?
No, bro, with NordVPN, my laptop thinks I am, but with one click, boom, I'm on holiday.
Are you serious? I'm here watching someone plant potatoes, and you're watching Eze tearing it up. No, I ain't having that.
I'm only joking with you. You know we can't do that in the UK. But if I wanted to, it would work perfectly. Bro, whether it's football, soaps, you know me, Love Island when we're away, you know what I mean? All those things, whatever your family's into, NordVPN's got you covered. And with Threat Protection Pro, there's none of that cyber nonsense, no scammers, none of that, just smooth streaming. So hurry up and get involved, bro. Come on, you're missing out.
All right, I'm convinced. I'm signing up right now. Go to NordVPN/AFTV for an exclusive deal. Listen, NordVPN, by the way, is a brilliant piece of equipment to have, right? Honestly, like I was over in Egypt last week, right? And, you know, obviously, I saw the results of the, it was on Saturday, right? And I saw the results of the Liverpool game and of the Chelsea game. And what was the other one? No, City was a Sunday, but those two games in particular, I was like, yeah, I want to watch these, man. I want to watch these. Went to watch it. I was like, oh, it's geo-blocked where I am. Just changed my VPN to the United Kingdom and I was able to watch the highlights off of BBC on my phone. NordVPN, brilliant. And also where I was staying, right, I wasn't too sure about the internet around that place, right? So I got my NordVPN on and that gives you an excellent layer of protection. We'll be over in Prague next week. I'll have my VPN on as well. It's really, really good. Honestly, for what it costs, you know, it's brilliant.
And I recommend, especially when you're on holiday, like go away next week, like, you know, you can watch all the English programmes that you want, EastEnders, Emmerdale.
Yeah. Somebody like you, it's an essential piece of kit, isn't it? Because you're always away.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean?
Word has it, defensively, Nord is nearly as good as Gabriel and Saliba.
Well, there you go. Don't think that went down well. Should we cut that bit out?
Oh, you kill me.
But it is a good defence for your phone when you are roaming around. It is really, really good.
Thank you, Lee.
He ain't so much Smarty Marty. I
thought I'd lost that. I thought that nickname had gone.
Nah.
Sailed down the river and it gets brought out
every now and then.
Yeah.
I actually, like, we was with another fella whose actual name is Smart yesterday, like, and Robbie went, see you later, Smart, and I thought he was talking about you. See you later, Smart. I went, oh, see you later.
By the way, I noticed that a bit like me, you took your kids to the game, or your kid to the game. How old is your daughter?
She's 11.
So 4 years younger than Max Dowman.
There you go. Do you know what? I was thinking that when I saw him on the pitch, and I was like, wow. I was like, she's miles apart from like a 15-year-old of that level, and I was like, wow, it's nuts to think how young he is, and the way he performed last night was phenomenal.
15 years of age, the youngest ever player to start for Arsenal in the first team.
Not going to be beat, I don't think. I don't think that'll ever be beat.
Not ever.
I can't see it. I can't, like, you know what I mean. I find it very hard to get my head around it that 15. I can't believe it. I know it's a long way ago, but I go back to when I was 15, and you know what I mean, like, you know, like you're sort of doing all right against 15-year-olds or whatever, but you was going to play against like players a year older than you and like
be scared.
Like, you know, I mean, that's the other thing. It's the confidence that he's got to be able to go, right, I'm playing against professional footballers here and still do what he was doing yesterday. Like, you know, not taking liberties, because I don't think that's the right word, but being able to just get the ball down and go, right, I'm going to take you on. Like, you know, I mean, the audacity of it really is incredible. It's incredible.
Right.
He looks like he slots in so well, and the way he controls the ball and the way he moves with the ball and just everything about him. You don't look at him and think he's a 15-year-old, you could easily pass as a 17-year-old. Just looks, there's not one part of me that thinks he's 15 at all.
But you know what, right? Even though you say that, right, you don't look at him like there's been young players that have played in the past, but they're very big for their age,
Wayne Rooney or something like that. He's not like that. He's slight, isn't he? He's not massive.
He's not like he's massive for his age or
it's the skill.
You know
it's
what I mean?
The way he plays.
He's just unbelievably talented for his age, and he has no fear. And he picks the ball up and he runs up players and he takes players on, and he's got such ability. Like every time he got that ball, I was excited to see what he was going to do. I wanted him to get the ball. I was like, give him the ball, right? And for him to do that, packed stadium. I mean, like honestly, like I still can't get over it. It was half term. A lot of youngsters were at that game. Most of them older than him.
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
Do you know the other thing is, you know, when you was at school or playing football in youth teams, and even when you've probably seen it with your kids as well, there's always that kid that was bigger than everybody else, and he was the better player and all that. But as you got older and grew up, you overtook them. You know what I mean? But they was all like, for those first few years, it was so you can't even say that with him, can you? No. He's just pure talent. You know what I mean? Like,
how far can he go?
Well, I think he can go to the very, very top. A very, very top. The other thing, we was talking about it on the Forever Arsenal this morning. I was coming in on the train thinking about it, like, you know, what sort of things. When you're that good and everybody's telling you you're that good, you've got to have you've got to be so grounded, haven't you?
Yeah, parents are going to be very important.
Very, very important. I was thinking, like, you know, when I was 15 and all that, and, you know, people were saying, oh, you're going to be this and you're going to be here, give us your chips. You know what I mean? Like, things like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, you go to one of the professional club and you realise that you're not that special. Do you know what I mean? But this kid, like, is from well, we know from 7, 8, 9 has always been special, but it doesn't seem to have gone to his head. So big compliments to his family for that, and a big compliment to him, like, you know, because even you know, I don't know what's it like when he goes back to school. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, sitting in the classroom, like.
Actually knows somebody, right? Actually knows somebody whose son is in the same class as him at school. Right. And he says that he's a level-headed kid, even in school as well. Like, he doesn't boast about what he does at Arsenal. He's just a normal kid in school.
It's mad, isn't it? Like?
And like you say as well, big credit to his parents, big credit to Arsenal Football Club, Hale End, and how they are bringing through. Because last night we saw Ethan Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Miles Lewis-Skelly is 19. And he looks like he's a sort of a father figure to Max Dowman. Like, he's bringing him through, you know, and putting an arm round.
Remember, he only came through last year.
Yeah, exactly, which is crazy. And the talent that we're bringing through is insane.
Miles Lewis-Skelly.
You never heard of Miles Lewis-Skelly before?
Yeah, seems like a senior player. He only just came through last year.
We was fortunate enough, we had Marcia on, didn't we? Like, a show, like, you know, and he wasn't.
Marcia's his mum.
His mum, yeah. He wasn't. He hadn't broke through then, had he? Or like, but like she said, there was a little bit of a rumour that he was going to be decent, but we was not at the level of Max Dowman, and then all of a sudden he's burst onto the scene last season, done fantastically well,
and playing for England.
Yeah, and if
a left back for England, probably going to go to the World Cup.
But be really honest, like the talk over that sort of time was Ethan Wanyeri, wasn't it? More than he sort of went under the radar a little bit and come in, and has been been sensational. Ethan Wanyeri's only 18, isn't he? Still 18.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
4 teenagers yesterday.
4 teenagers, yeah,
in that team.
And Saka, of course. So it's a five
Hale End boys.
Yeah. Hale End boys, unbelievable,
crazy.
In this day and age of football, when money talks,
and a real lack of English. But I think I saw some stat where they said last weekend, there's about 29% of the players that played in the Premier League were from the UK. You know what I mean? And the rest are all foreign players. So Arsenal, who were a team under Arsene Wenger, especially at first, who like literally featured a whole team full of foreign players, has now got quite a lot of English players. If you look at that team yesterday, you got the 5 players that we spoke about there, and Declan Rice, Ben White. You know, a lot of English players in Arsenal's team. You know, some of those English players are going to be very important come the World Cup in Declan Rice, Mars Lewis-Skelly, and Saka for England. You know what I mean? So Madueke as well. Forgot that as well. So it bodes brilliantly. So it's brilliant to see those. And if you're a player in Arsenal's academy, and you're watching those players get first team looking, you're seeing that there's a pathway to that first team.
Got inspiration.
And also with that, the top players that are thinking about making the decisions which club to go for, Arsenal will be a valid choice because they'll think, listen, I'll get going to Arsenal. 1, it's a huge club, and 2, I'll get the opportunities in the first team to.
And we're forgetting Haman and Nous.
Yeah.
Who played up front.
Yeah. That's a great point, because when I was younger and all that, like, you'd sort of go, I don't know if I want to go to an Arsenal or a Spurs, because the chances are you're not going to go to a lower sort of side, get more opportunities to get into the pathway. But now, you know what I mean, like Arsenal, you know, are prepared, as we know, we've gone over 100 million for Declan Rice, but we still want to bring youth players through and all that. Like.
Do we need to really credit the manager here, because he's the one who's giving these young players a chance. If you remember, when he first played Ethan Wanyeri, who before became the youngest player to play for Arsenal, when, you know, still is, isn't he? Still is the youngest player to ever play for Arsenal is Ethan Wanyeri.
Yeah.
Right? When Mikel Arteta first gave him that game, when he brought him on against Brentford, he was being accused. I remember Jason Cundy on the radio saying, it's all about being selfish.
Yeah.
He's just brought him on for headlines and that. Well, it weren't for headlines, because, you know, Ethan Wanyeri's, you know, now a first team player in first team squad, right? So Mikel Arteta, if he sees a player that's playing well, if you're young enough, you're good enough, and young enough and good enough, you're going to get a start. So do we need to credit him also with the Max Dowman thing?
And don't forget, Ethan Wanyeri scored a fantastic goal last night, and that it combined with Miles Lewis-Skelly, the 2 players through our academy combined, and that was a decent finish. You know, like bottom corner, well taken, and, you know, arguably kicked the game on, and probably in its essence won us the game realistically. So. Listen, I think Mikel Arteta does need to take huge credit. There's a lot of stuff that's going on at this football club right now. And you know, defensively, when you're looking at that, listen, last night, another clean sheet. And it's got to be said, and I'll say it, I was thinking about this on the way up here. You've got to say that Gabriel Magalhães has got to be the best left-sided centre-back in the world currently, right here, right now. On form right here. I'm not talking about 6 months ago. I'm not talking about in 6 months' time. I'm talking about now. This second, he, without doubt, is the best left-sided centre-back in the world. Factually. They've conceded in the Carabao Cup. We played 2 games, no goals conceded. 3 Champions League games, no goals conceded. But 9 Premier League games, we conceded in 3 of them. 1 of them was a free kick, which no defender can do anything about. Even the goalkeeper couldn't, because it was an absolutely outstanding, world-class goal. The Voltemade goal from Newcastle is what it is. And then the Manchester City goal, that wasn't Gabriel. And this guy, he is just phenomenal. Like, you know, when they talk about players and coming to their peak, and what I'm seeing with Gabriel Magalhães is when you're seeing a player peaking and they're getting to the top of their game, the highest level that player, their prime prime time, and he's something else, such a key element to this team. And I don't know who else there is out there on this planet that can come close. He stops goals going in the back of net. He scores goals. He's a leader. He's tough. He's physical. I saw it. When you see these corners, right? And I was watching it last night, and the player comes up to him in front of him. It's like the other player's a linebacker in NFL, and he's like a tight end, to get past him. And every time he shimmies his way, dives past the player and gets up. And the guy's just an absolute menace to any team. He's unplayable. And that's how I see it. And Mikel Arteta and the team is credit, because there was a time where we were shipping a lot of goals, and we're not now. And defences will win you leagues.
But the thing is with Mikel is that he came in at the beginning of Mikel's tenure, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's matured. So Mikel's got to take a lot of credit for that.
Remember, it was looking like he could leave last season.
Yeah.
Start of the season, got left out.
Saudi, yeah.
Got left out at the start of the season, remember?
Yeah.
For Ben White.
And he signed a new contract and all. Listen, I think that, we were talking off air, like, I mean, there are times when you can, and quite rightly so, criticise Mikel Arteta, like, you know what I mean? But this moment in time, and this block of where we are now, I've had people messaging me saying, well, he's still got to be sacked. and I can't believe it.
For what?
Unreal.
Well, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? We're top of the league. We're not conceding goals. There's a time when you can criticise him, and there's a time when you got to praise. And at this moment, the way things are going, how can you criticise him at this moment in time? I don't understand it. I don't see what it is. Also, like, I'm getting a little bit fed up of it now. Always people, well, if you don't win it this year, he's got to go.
It's yours to lose.
That's a conversation
for May.
See what happens, but like, just enjoy what you're seeing at the moment. Like, you know what I mean?
People forget where we were at, and I look at what he's assembled, and he's assembling a great team. He's assembling a solid team, and he's built it from the back. And some of the decisions he's made, when we look deeply at it, right, some of the decisions he's made have been spot on, right? So I'll give you a couple. David Raya, when he signed in.
Listen, right? I never agreed with that at first.
I didn't agree with it. You didn't agree. I don't know with you, Marty, but all of us were.
Yeah, but
you agreed with it.
I did at first, yeah, because.
But did you at the time think to yourself, yeah, we need to go and get a goalkeeper because Ramsdale.
The season we were talking about before. For me, Ramsdale there were a lot of errors in that season as a goalkeeper.
But you was happy with Ramsdale, right?
No, I wasn't. No. And that's my God. So there are some receipts online from it. But I understand it. I was saying that, and everyone was turning around to me saying, you're wrong.
But you wouldn't look on it like a priority, would you, at that time? I didn't. I
get what you're saying.
I was like, I'm happy with Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I'm happy with Ramsdale. If we are going to strengthen, we need to strengthen other areas first. Right? He went and he got Raya. He wanted to play he liked Raya. He wanted a particular style of keeper, everything like that. I'd say if you'd done a poll at that time, right, or maybe you did, Marty.
9 out of 10,
right?
Easy.
90% of fans would have been like, yeah, we're happy with Ramsdale. What are you doing? Why are you going to get Raya? That was his decision. It's worked. He's been, Golden Glove winner the last 2 seasons. He's been brilliant. Yeah.
I'll give you. Sorry, I was just going to go for. I didn't like Raya because of it for a little while. I'll be honest. I was totally against it. Big up to Aaron Ramsdale yesterday, by the way. Made some very, very good saves, beating a certain team from down the road. Yeah. So well done. But yeah, I was. That was not a good time for me as a fan because I didn't agree with it. You know what I mean? Like, I really didn't agree with it.
But he was right. He made a decision that was unpopular at the time. But he knew what he was doing, and he was right on that decision. The Gabriel one that we've just said, we don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes, but something obviously did. Why he left him out at the start of the season. Guys returned back, a better player, right? Saliba, right? When Saliba went out on loan, came back, right? Had a good time over in
Marseille.
Was it Marseille or no? First of all, we went Saint Etienne.
Yeah, Saint Etienne. And then Marseille.
Arteta goes, no, another loan. We're like, well, so what's wrong with this guy? Well, another loan for what? He's done all right at Saint Etienne, just throw him in. What we got here ain't good. He said, no, another loan. Needs another loan. Sends him out to Marseille, right? We're even thinking to ourselves, because he goes and does even better there. We're thinking we could lose this. We could lose this guy, right? No, right? He comes back, right? Brings him back at the perfect time. Now, all of a sudden, he's gained so much confidence from that second loan move, done brilliantly. He says, right, now you're ready. Now you're ready for this team, right? Saliba, been absolutely sensational as a centre-back. He's got that right? When we bought Calafiori, what did we need Calafiori for? He's been brilliant. Mars Lewis Skelly's come in, all right. You know what I mean? That was a sort of he seized an opportunity there, Mars Lewis Skelly, because of so many injuries there. But he's made him into a better player. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, but he didn't know Mars Lewis Skelly, he got lucky. No, he's turned him into a better player. Now the guy's at England international, right? You know what I mean? Timber, what a good decision that was, and a good buy that was. First of all, when he came in, he was playing at left back, remember?
Yeah.
Now he's on the right.
And he's played in centre.
Yeah, he's built, and as well, what he's done, he prioritised this defence. A lot of times we're all saying, oh, well, another defender. Well, this guy's got defenders coming out of his ears, right? But it's solid now. We're not conceding goals. And we all know that if you don't concede goals, you're going to win more games than you lose, because no one's going to score against you. So a lot of it's ain't that he ain't got decisions wrong. He's got some, but you've got to say
got more right than wrong. More
right than wrong. And he's building a solid team with a solid base, and you know what I mean. And then the other thing is, right, players obviously want to come here. You said it, Marty. Like, Zubimendi could have went Liverpool.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Could have went Real Madrid.
Was going Liverpool, and he turned around and said, "Oh no, I want to have another year," because Mikel persuaded him to go to Arsenal.
Could have went Real Madrid as well.
That's a big thing, and he's been a big key. He's a key player to us now,
Xabi Alonso was his
hero,
mentor,
right?
his hero when he brought him through to the Sociedad B team, and it would have been very, very easy for him to go there. He's brought him through, and that on that defence, playing 4 centre backs essentially in Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel. You look at White can play at centre back. Timber, that and sticking with that defence is formidable, and those big guys, they're just it's a wall. It's unbelievable, and to be able to do that, I think huge credit, and the record that we've got, something else.
Well, listen, now through to obviously the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and definitely a competition that we can win, but obviously attention's now turned back to the Premier League. Burnley on the weekend. Everybody will look on it and say light work. It won't be, because Burnley, at home, they gave Liverpool a fright. They won it the last weekend against Wolves, right? But this is a game. I'm looking at it, Marty, and I'm saying to myself, if Arsenal win this, it's a 3:00 kickoff. Liverpool play at 8:00. They've got to play Aston Villa. It's at Anfield. Right, but another defeat for Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. All right, I know they rested a load of players, but so did we, and we didn't lose, right? So they're feeling a bit down at the moment, and Villa are playing well. Beat City last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On I think 5 in a row they've played. Tough game for Liverpool that they have to win. Draw's not really going to be a great result if Arsenal win. Then on the next day, City, tricky game at home against Bournemouth.
Yes.
A real chance this weekend for Arsenal to put a lot of pressure on those two teams. It's a big game for Arsenal, even though no one will look on it and think, Burnley, it's big.
I think with the Liverpool situation quickly, I think if they lose to Villa, then they've got Real Madrid and Manchester City. If they lose those 3 games, I think Slot's gone. Then you've got I think he's got. If they lose those 3 games,
no.
You can't. If Liverpool Football Club lose the next 3 games on top of the amount of games they've just lost,
no. For me, right, I've seen people say, listen, I'll be honest with you. If Slot got sacked, even if he lost those 3 games, I think that'd be disgraceful. Yeah. I think if you've come in your first season at Liverpool,
I can see it happening,
and you won the league. You're allowed a bit. You got to have some grace.
But I think we're starting to see that it might have been something to do with Klopp. Now he's starting to build his team, and it's starting to show that he don't really know what he's.
There is a pressure
doing.
On him because I think that's a great point you make there. That what happened last season, and I give him credit for it. It was like he didn't go too much into it. Like this all of a sudden now is his team.
Yeah.
And they're suffering a little bit so I think he's under a little bit of pressure. And let's be honest, I've been a big fan. I'm going to say it now. I've been a big fan of Slot last season. I thought he managed it, the way he spoke and everything like that. I thought, you're a good man. This season, he's just been an absolute shambles. He lost it. The way he's talking, the way he's condemning things. I think he is under a little bit of pressure. I would go along with that, yeah.
And I thought they bought the wrong personnel. They spent too much money on the wrong people. When Mark Gay was sat there, 40 million quid does that deal. They could have bought a number 6. But that's another chat. But I think, like you said, Man City and Bournemouth are performing well. Man City drop points. If Liverpool drop points against Villa, then they've got to play each other. So someone's going to drop points there.
That's why the pressure is on both.
So then after that, very quickly, and I think if you couple that up with a 1-0 against Burnley or a 2-0 against Burnley, or essentially however many goals plus a clean sheet, and then we do it in Sunderland, that is going to. That's when you start.
You're looking too far ahead, right? So
one game at a time.
I'm just going off the one weekend.
Yeah, well, it's a massive weekend this weekend.
So I'm saying just this weekend. Forget the rest. Right?
Arsenal must win.
If Arsenal win, right, before those two play. Right, against Burnley, right? They will then be 10 points above Liverpool, and 9 points above City,
and also extended it against Bournemouth and Tottenham.
Yeah, but I'm just figuring on those two.
They're all in it at the moment.
I know they're all in. You're right, they are all in it at the moment. But I think most people will say it's between those three that we just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
If Arsenal got a 10-point lead on Liverpool, they cannot afford to lose or draw that game, I feel. Even at this early stage of the season.
Especially when they got Man City.
That's starting to be a huge gap. And then City the next day, they can't really afford it either, right? Because that would be 9 points, right? If that scenario did play out, right? Because it did last weekend, didn't it? They both lost. It's not like I'm saying something that's impossible to happen, right? If that scenario did play out, then you then went into the next weekend after that. Now we got Sunderland, and them two are playing each other. No, they just can't afford to let that happen. So these games are big games for Arsenal. I mean, and big games for Liverpool and big games for City. It's a big weekend. And Arsenal have got a chance. Yeah, they've got a chance to really put a real advantage in place by. It's not always going to be like that on weekends.
And that's
There'll be a lot of weekends we're going to go into it when we're playing last.
You've got teams like Burnley and Sunderland that have come up from the Championship, promoted teams. You have to beat them teams, and you know that is. And we've got the opportunity to put more points on the board. Just keep at this moment in time. Just put points, 3 points. And at the end of the day, we've been there when it was last season with Liverpool doing it. One again.
They'd always put pressure on it. They always put pressure on us, Liverpool. Like I mean, even
didn't
when
get the credit they deserve for that.
No, they were excellent last season. There'd be a little glimmer. And we'd be like, right, what if... And then they just go and win.
Yeah.
Or they played before us and we'd be like, yeah, even if it's a little draw, they'd win that game. We're under pressure. Then we're playing. Then we draw. Then they extend it even more. And then, by the time we got to about, say, mid-February and that, everyone was just like, hey, it's over, man.
Yeah, that's what we've got to do.
They were their Liverpool fans sitting out, working out. I remember... like AGT and that was going, I've worked out that if we win this amount of games, we could win it by the end of March. That's how they did it.
Yeah.
We got to ram home these advantages.
How many points? We're 6 points, 4 points clear at the table at the moment, right? And that's Bournemouth.
Yeah. 6
Beginning of the season, you'd have bit your hand off for 4.
Definitely.
Bit your hand off for 4. There's a possibility it could be more. If we win our next 2 games, there's a possibility it could be more than that. And that is so important. I believe that these next 2 games will tell us if we're going to win the league or not. I do. I know you were saying like you go into January and all that. I think if we win these 2 games,
And do you know what? The longer we extend this clean sheet record, the more demoralising I think it gets for these other teams. Because not only do they think we're top of the table, they're like, teams can't actually score goals against them. So it's not just, are we winning games? Are we winning games? Because you can win games 2-1 or 3-1. Teams are not scoring goals. So worst ways we'll draw 0-0. You know, that's the demoralising thing. They're like, people can't stick the ball in their net. Like that's huge. Massive.
I know we won yesterday against Palace, which was great, yeah. But also, like, the clean sheet at the end of it was a big thing.
And you could see them fighting for that clean sheet.
Yeah, they was fighting for it at the end. Even I even think, we're 2-0 up. I think was we 2-0? I don't know if it was 1-0 up, 2-0 up. But he brings on Gabriel and he's bringing on Rice and all that. Like
15 minutes
and yeah, if you notice from them, they're saying like clean sheet. Let's keep it tight at the back here. Like, so there's something in it. Definitely,
and listen, this weekend now, it was almost like the perfect scenario for him in that Carabao Cup. Played all them young players, really switched up the team. What was it? 10 changes. I think the only player that kept his place was Eze, wasn't it?
Yes, he was the only one. Yeah, right? He played different position. Yeah,
all those players are fresh now. Gyökeres didn't play. You know, what I mean, Rice just came on for the last 10 minutes. Gabriel Zubimendi didn't play. Like, they're all fresh. They all would have sat there, saw that performance. Yeah, we're through again to the next round. It's a real feel good. Now they go up to Burnley confident. This is a massive opportunity for Arsenal. We've got to take it against Burnley. But Burnley, they won't make it easy. Gritty little town, gritty fans, gritty place to go. They know. You know what I like about these teams like Burnley? They know who they are. Yeah, they know they're not a glamour club, and they're not going to pretend to be a glamour club. They're going to go and they're going to be like, right, we're waiting and we're ready for you, and whatever it takes to get some sort of result, we will do it. But what I would say is this: with this current Arsenal team, there's a big difference between Arsenal teams in the past, a la Arsene Wenger, where it used to be like, oh God, man, we're going to get a bit roughed up there. Yeah, that's. Can we cope without that? If anything, we're the team that does the roughing up, mate. That's the big difference that I've seen now. We
ain't going to get roughed up no more. We used to get roughed up. There were times when
we would have got roughed up at them places, wouldn't we?
You know what I mean? There were times when you see it and all, like, you just think, oh, we're so weak there. We're so weak.
Set pieces.
We got. I hated that when someone would come up on us. Oh, Arsenal have been bullied. I hated that. Like,
and we used to get bullied.
And you have a look at any team that wins a league, they're never bullied. No other team that's won a league has ever been bullied. They're the ones that bully. And I think that's something that you got to do. And that is another thing, is you go to these teams that are, that you're better than them, they're fifth from bottom, and you do that. You turn them over. Even in the past, we've not been able to do that, like, because we haven't had that still, that little bit of, dare I say it, nastiness.
Yeah.
I think, like, you got to have it, but I think that we got that little bit of nastiness now, that little bit of steel, that little bit of backboniness that says, you know what, we're if you tough it out against, we're happy to tough it out. You look back at the Invincibles and the teams that won the league. Patrick Vieira, Sol Campbell, Thierry Henry. You know what I mean? Like the players you couldn't bully. You couldn't bully Arsenal. Like Tony Adams, back in the day, like Stevie Bold, like, these players couldn't be bullied.
Goes back to, I've heard other players of other teams saying, when you looked at those old Arsenal teams in the tunnel, they were big and they were just physical, and you knew you were in for a game of football. And when I look at this current Arsenal side, like, you look at the back line, you look at Timber, you look at Gabriel, Saliba, you look in the midfield of Rice, Calafiori, they're big guys.
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres. They're physical.
Even the small guys like Saka, you can't bully those guys.
They're tough.
They're big. Mars Lewis Skelly. Guys who are one of the strongest guys on the pitch. It's not a team you can bully. So that's what usually, as I said, those sort of teams, Burnley, Stoke in the past, your Leeds and all that. You go to them places, pretty hostile, like fans on top of you, players, I think the last couple of times when we went to Burnley, who's that guy they used to have? I've forgotten his name now. They used to have one guy in particular, I've forgotten his name. Played for them for years. Harvey Barnes. Not Harvey Barnes,
Ashley Barnes.
Yes.
He used to put it about against
Put it about, man. Stick it on some Arsenal players, you know what I mean? Like, you could just see a player like that, he's looking forward
Even
to
when he come on, he used to do it, didn't he?
He'd be looking forward to Arsenal coming, man. He's like, yeah, man, look at elbows in the back. You can't do that with Gabriel, man. You know what I mean? Yo, bro, you be careful.
Yeah, he'll steam straight through.
Can't do that with Calafiori. Can't do that with Timber.
Declan Rice, you can't do that.
Those guys relish that.
Yeah.
It's even almost like, with your team talk, it might be like, he's up on that. It might get him angry.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah,
Don't upset him.
I know you're a lover of cricket. In cricket, so this thing sledging.
Yeah, don't
right?
do it.
Australian players use it a lot where they'll be digging you out. You know what I mean? They'll be. So you'll come into bat Marty and they'll be giving you a really hard time, you know what I mean? Yeah, Marty,
Here comes Smarty.
Here comes Smarty Marty. And they're making loads of little snide remarks on you. And
I get it when I walk in the studio,
and a lot of players, they do that too. It affects them. And it sort of pushes them off their game. But I've seen podcasts and that with some of these older Australian players and that, and they go like, there were certain players you didn't sledge. So they go, Brian Lara, who used to play cricket for West Indies, batsman.
Ian Balfour.
They go, you don't sledge that guy. Because they go, if you get him angry, he play even better. Right? They go, when he come, you just stay silent. Because they go, you start sledging. They go, there's some other players, they go, we knew those players, sledge them, their game falls apart. But they go, player like that, nah. If you make him worse. It's a bit like that, I think, with Arsenal. You try to stick the physical on them too hard. They relish that. Gabriel, Saliba, even like I see Mosquera, these guys, they're all right with that. Bring it on. So that's one of the things that bodes well for Arsenal when we go to them type of places. That fear is not there no more, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how you guys feel.
I do feel that. Like, one thing is interesting for tomorrow is the press conference to see if the Salibas and Martinellis are going to be back, because we need them now. We need these guys all fit,
Not looking good.
It's not, I don't know if...
But Mosquera, you won't be unhappy with Mosquera.
I wouldn't be afraid. Do you know what? Saliba's gone down a couple of times this season now. What I mean? We all want him back, and I didn't think he was great on the weekend, by the way. Whether he got a knock earlier and it affected him a little bit. But that, I think a year ago, they would have said to Saliba, you got to carry on. You got to, through that.
Nobody weren't coming off from
but we can take you off now, get you ready maybe for the next game. I don't know, but it does seem like if you got a knock now, off you come. Declan Rice, off you come. But I'm pretty sure that the season before last and the season before, they'd have been having to strap up. You know what I mean? You're going to have to play through it.
Saliba had to pay on crutches before, man. He's one of them players we couldn't afford to.
Yeah, but now you're not. And listen, we all know how good Saliba is. It's not a knock at him. It's a plus for Mosquera and players that are coming in. Nketiah looks like a decent player as well, by the way.
Nketiah,
You know what I mean?
I like the look of him.
I was impressed with him yesterday. You know what I mean?
About tough defenders, he looks like another one that you wouldn't want to mess around with.
Pace, seems like a tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, as you say, you got Calafiori doing this as well. So whoever comes in there now, you trust. And I'll tell you what, Norgard yesterday, I think has to take a big plus as well. He come in and that was a completely new midfield for him. Do you imagine if he goes into a midfield that's well oiled and whatever? But I thought he done very, very well yesterday.
Interestingly for Saturday, player got a complete rest yesterday. How do you think he'll get on against Burnley? They've conceded a lot of goals. Gyökeres. Chance for him in this game too.
100%. You seem unimpressed with him, Lee.
No, I've been impressed with his work rate and all that. But if we'll be really honest, and he is here to score goals, and I think it was. I think at the end of the day, I saying this yesterday, there was even talk about him playing yesterday, and they didn't in the end. Like, you know, he's having to play every single game at this moment in time. You know what I mean?
He's had a rest now.
He's had a rest now. You know, he can't even come off with 20 minutes to go, or even like say, do you know what? I'm going to leave you out today, and then when the game opens up in the last 20 minutes, you come on and nick a couple of goals. He can't even have that option at this moment. So, listen, out of all the players at this moment in time, I want him to be scoring the goals now. I want it like...
There's an opportunity because, you know, Burnley's defence has been a bit leaky. Even last week in their game that they won against Wolves, they conceded 2 against Wolves.
Yeah. So
there's a chance for him to...
You know, listen, he never got a chance on Sunday, but hopefully he get a couple of chances and takes them, and we end up... you know what I mean? Like, listen, if Arsenal will win 2-0 and Gyökeres gets both goals, you know what I mean? I'll be very, very happy.
But then people turn around and say, he only scores against the lesser sides, he's a flat track bully and all of that.
So what?
So, and that's it. I think you always... Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest, I don't with the whole thing, we're scoring goals and we're winning games. I do agree that, you know, it'd be nice to see him score more goals. I think there was always going to be a period of adjustment. Obviously, we all know we've been through how the transfer situation happened in the summer, and obviously a slight adjustment. But when you look at, you know, he has scored goals in comparison to maybe a striker like Isak. I mean, for me, there's head and shoulders in difference in transfers, if I'm honest with you. He hasn't done anything since going to Liverpool. And Gyökeres has scored some goals and good work rate. And look, I believe the guy will come good. It's just...
This is a chance this weekend. Show us.
There's a huge chance this week. Every game you play for Arsenal, there's a huge chance, 100%. Like... And
this is his transfer fee. These 2 games coming up, Rob. This is what we're paying the money for. This is what we're paying money for, because these are games that we didn't get over the line. These are the games that cost us. You know what I mean? Like tricky games you're expected to win, but will be difficult. Like, you know, it could be a tough game, and all of a sudden the ball flashes across the goal, bang, 1-0.
Yeah,
that's what he's there for.
Needs to turn up.
He needs to turn up.
He said. We're not going to do predictions because we did a lot of predictions over on Forever Arsenal. I know you guys will do predictions in the preview and that. We're going to do something different.
Okay.
First goal scorer in the game. I'm going Gyökeres, by the way.
I'm going to get that.
Fire away, you two. First goal scorer. Oh, good shout. Good shout, Saka. Good shout. So you looked sharp yesterday when you come on Saka as well.
You've both called...
You're going to go for your best left back in the world, got a centre half in the world.
Mate, do you know what? That's a good shout. You know, stick it to Burnley like Burnley like to stick it to everyone else with a set piece. Big Gabby in the air. I'd like.
It's got to be up there, and it's got to be up there.
It's a good shout. That. Do you know what? Yeah,
Gabby.
I'm gonna. Yeah, Big Gabby. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Trossard would be a good shout as well.
Trossard would be a good shout. Yeah. Eze would be a good shout as well.
Yeah.
There's some goals around the pitch.
Gyökeres, come on, man. Deliver. This game is made for you.
Declan, I mean, there's goals around the pitch. Yeah.
I have everybody. If you said to me, who do you want to score? Gyökeres. I want Gyökeres to be scoring all the time now.
Yeah. I want to see Gyökeres like up and running, lighting it up a bit. Because I feel if he can get going up front, that's when we got a big chance. If he can start, you know, every game goal, couple goals.
Yeah.
Even I'd love to see a hat trick. When was the last time I saw a hat trick at Arsenal?
I just want the win.
I'm not disrespecting Burnley, but when was the last time you saw a hat trick at Arsenal?
I'll tell you what, I reckon.
Who's the last player to score a hat trick at Arsenal?
Jesus, I reckon.
No, it's Aubameyang.
Nah, Jesus got against Crystal Palace, didn't he, hat trick?
In the league, Premier League.
And he didn't say that, did you?
No, Premier League, man. That's what we're talking about. It's Aubameyang, isn't it?
It's a bit more specific.
Yeah,
but last Arsenal player to...
Oh, then we could mention friendlies. The Premier League.
Do you know what? It would definitely...
Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, against Sheffield United in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah.
Who put that? I bet that was Joe put that because he's very, very knowledgeable.
Joe is very knowledgeable on
very knowledgeable.
Eddie Nketiah.
He ain't very knowledgeable about cameraman or anything like that. But it was Joe. Look there, it was Joe.
He put it was Joe me.
It was me. Yeah, he can't spell. He forgets his camera, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, but he knows his football.
He knows his football. He's good for that.
He does know his football, right? So I'll go for Gyökeres. Well, listen, look at
Aubameyang, you went like that.
Aubameyang must be. All right, well, Eddie, yeah, but you didn't get Eddie, did you? Did you get Eddie? Did you get Eddie?
We said Eddie. We said Eddie.
Didn't.
We said Eddie. It's on there.
Jesus
got Eddie. You
We
saw
run
it
it.
on the screen.
VAR it. VAR it.
I come up with Jesus, which is true. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
changed the goalpost.
Yeah.
Aubameyang.
Yeah.
You didn't get Eddie, nor did you, right? And before that, it was Aubameyang. I think the previous that just goes to show we don't have many players scored hat-tricks recently.
Yeah. No, definitely. Do you know, it'd be nice to see Arsenal go there and put 3, 4, 5, 6 past them. But for me, the important thing is keeping this clean sheet and getting a result, keeping a clean sheet, 1-2-0 all day long. 1-2-0.
I'll bite your hand up on 1-0 now.
All day long.
Yeah, I'll take 1-0. I'll take 1-0. Anyway, you'll be able to find out how it pans out this week. Of course, we've got a big watch along to the game, so make sure you check it out. Marty's going to be on that, yeah?
I'm going to be hosting that, yeah.
You're hosting that. Bailing out are coming out of Burnley. Me and Lee will be in Burnley.
Bailing out of coming to Burnley. I don't get invited to these away day jolly ups. Said that last night. Bailing out Sunderland. I ain't had the invite. Just stick me in the studio. You go, mate. You just do the watch along on the TV with no sound while we go and have a jolly up in Burnley or Sunderland.
Burnley's not exactly a jolly up.
They're not a jolly up. They're not a jolly up.
Are they not? Are they not? No.
It's not exactly a jolly up. It's not a jolly up in Burnley, but you know, we will enjoy it. It'll be a jolly up if we win. We win. It'll be a
Premier
jolly
League football away days. Come on, they're good fun.
No room in the car. I'm not being horrible. You got to lose a bit before you come on.
Cheers, Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for that.
You're horrible, you know.
I'm just
might
looking
have hurt
at
my feelings there, Lee.
Looking at myself like I have back trouble as it is.
Might have hurt my feelings there, Lee.
Oh my days, man. Anyway, listen, right, you'll be able to find it. Come and check the watch along out, right? Of course, we'll be speaking to fans outside Turf Moor as well, getting their opinions. Hopefully, it's a big win for Arsenal. And of course, next week, Slavia Prague away in the Champions League, and then Sunderland away next week. So 3 far away games, but 3 games that Arsenal can definitely win. And if they win those games, we go into that international break in a great position. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you again next week. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.